You're listening to America's Diesel Podcast.
Salty swap.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know 100% what that means.
It means, why do people get angry over weird engine swaps in vehicles?
Oh, well, that sounds like me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people seem to have like this. I will say there are probably some unwritten rules.
Yeah.
Rules are meant to be broken, but also there are some swaps that just inherently just like piss people off.
Yeah.
Also, I was taking a shot in the dark, so.
No, it's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's actually a suggestion from Justin.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here's the intro.
This week's podcast episode is brought to you by Fuel Bomb Diesel Additive, an additive designed for diesel enthusiasts, made by diesel enthusiasts. Ben, take it away.
Hell yeah, dude. So this is our in-house Fuel Bomb fuel additive for your diesel truck. Our biggest thing here is making sure that you can pretty much always have diesel additive on you all the time. You've got a lot of other additives out on the market that they have, anti-gel in there all the time. They have cetane in there all the time. They end up being big and bulky bottles. Our standard everyday diesel fuel additive is 1 ounce per 32 gallons, and that's its main job is to make sure that your fuel system stays lubricated and prevents the formation of algae. And it should also help you in colder climates too.
Should definitely help you in colder climates. Along with cleaning your fuel system and maintaining it, it'll also help you bump that cetane number up for a more efficient burn of your diesel fuel. And if cetane is just what you're after, there's the Fuel Bomb Hellfire, which is our straight 8+ cetane enhancer.
Yeah, and you guys asked, and we brought them back. We did go away from the bottles that didn't have the measuring little parts in there. We brought them back for you, so now you can measure out your 1 ounce per 32 gallons for the F-Bomb or 4 ounces per 32 gallons for the Hellfire.
Both these additives are available on our website, dieselpowerproducts.com. Now let's get back to that episod.
Thanks for listening. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. So this episode is about salty swaps. This actually was a suggestion from one of our former employees here, Mr. Dustin to Justin. Dustin to Justin. He's our Dustin.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a Dustin. If you know what I'm talking about, he's our little guy. He's our Dustin. He'll always be our Dustin. And he mentioned, he's like, why do some people just get so salty on swaps? There's some swaps that they just like.
I feel like he's talking about me.
Not really. I mean, do you want to know?
I get salty.
Do you know what swap he's referring to? Like that he's kind of wanting to do?
Is it that GM truck with a power stroke?
No.
Oh, what?
No.
There's something at XJ, right?
Yeah. So he does already.
Oh,
have
the TDI and the XJ?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who gets mad at that, because that's like a common thing in the off-road world. I'd come to find out.
Yeah. Well, I guess because he and I have talked about it before too, and my main thing with him is, aside from other stuff going on in like his life or my life or whatever, if you just are strictly about the swap thing, it's like, well, does the XJ run? Yeah. Does it run fine? Yeah. Does the car that the TDI is in, does it run fine? Yeah. You have two perfectly good running vehicles. Like, what? Yeah. Dude, does it have to be a TDI? Like, why don't you just drive each of them for a while?
Yeah.
Or drive.
Well, with the Jeep thing, I think, for one, I think that TDI engine is less weight than the inline 4.
Yeah.
It more than likely produces more torque down low.
It also puts the weight further back. It's going to be obviously a smaller engine.
Yeah. And it's more efficient. Much
more efficient, yeah.
Well, and I think on the
Sounds
XJs, I mean, the more popular options was like the 5.3 Vortex, and then the or just going with like an all-out stroker on it. So
yeah,
I like the idea of being a little different.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're building like a rock crawler and you don't need, and you want to have that low torque and still be light, like I think it's a great option. Yeah. Like I don't. Like, it doesn't even bother me, like, in the slightest. What bothers me...
Let's do it.
What bothers me, honestly, like that GM with power stroke.
Well, what GM with what power stroke?
I don't know. There was... What was the guy... there was a... It was on, like, Diesel World or something. Someone brought it up. He was doing, like, a power stroke swap. Wasn't it? Or what was that truck? That was a...
I don't know, but there are people it's becoming slightly more common to start swapping 6.0s into stuff.
Yeah, I don't, to me, just swapping a power stroke into anything it just sounds so stupid to me.
It kind of does. I mean, well, and usually when you think about like, okay, let's talk about like the kind of the hierarchy in the diesel world and stuff like that. Like if you're a true diesel enthusiast, you know that as far as the food chain goes, it's kind of undeniable that a Cummins is going to be on top. And I'm a Ford guy. I'm a fucking Ford guy. We've talked about that a million times before. The same way that the Cummins fanboy would be like, yeah, our transmissions suck.
Yeah.
Sorry, our steering blows. Our interior is awful. Yeah. And then the Ford guys are like, oh, our transmissions are great. And and Duramax guys, they got a cool Allison and they ride nice. No one really cares. Yeah. And so it always becomes like, well, what am I going to put in there? Well, I put a Cummins in there because you can fit a Cummins in anything because it's inline and it's going to take up less room. And there's
there's a lot of support for it.
Yeah. But yeah, I totally agree. Like trying to swap a Power Stroke into anything is that's not a Ford.
Wasn't it like a Dodge or something? Maybe I want to say it was something weird they were doing. Like it was like almost like they were building it just to piss people off.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys that have second gens with 6.0s in them.
Okay, that's just so stupid.
I love it.
I hate it.
I fucking love it because they're doing it just to piss people off.
That is such like a so much time and money invested just to piss someone off. Like there's something wrong with you. Like you're that vindictive of a person. Like you're gonna be like, I'm just doing this to piss people off.
Yeah.
Like why?
I look at it like this. Think about how much you can get a second gen 2500 Ram for with a gasser in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next to nothing, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
You can get a 6.0 for next to nothing compared to trying to find a 5.9.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I will agree, 5.9s are easier to swap in, especially mechanical ones, just because it's all self-contained. It's a mechanical engine, you need one wire basically. 6.0s aren't necessarily that hard. They're not like they're basically standalone.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just the whole idea behind it. It's like you're like saying fuck common rail. I want Huey injection in this truck. Like that.
But you can still make decent power with a 6.0.
You can.
If you're trying to go that rowdy with it, yeah,
you can. I just don't. It's just that one doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. I think it sounds it's just stupid. I just don't see why. Because it seems like it'd be even like it'd just be so much work, so much more work. And just to frustrate people.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you gotta drink the hater.
I'd rather take like a 6 liter and like put it in like an old Ford body.
Mm-hmm.
Like do something like that. That to me would be.
That's not bad.
That to me would be a cooler overall rig instead of having like this. If you had like a Cummins truck that you were just like an actual Cummins truck that you're like, I'm going to take this engine out and I'm going to put a 6.0 in it. It's like, why? Like that's so dumb.
Makes people mad.
It just makes people mad, but it's like there's no like, to me there's no good reason to do it. Like there's no like give me one good argument that would be a better option than I'd almost be okay with a Duramax going into a Dodge body.
I'd say probably shock factor.
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Let's not talk stupid here.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying.
That's over the board. Yeah.
Like I gotta remember. Like I'm the guy that when I see like an old like Ford hot rod and there's like a GM engine in it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, ugh. Like I get, LS stuff, there's tons of parts and you make tons of power with it, but it's like, hey, there's freaking Coyote engines out there that make great power too, and you can kind of keep it in the family. Mm-hmm. And that's just me. I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I think for the 6.0 and the second gen, it's got to be one of those kind of situational things. It's like I happen to have a 6.0 and I found a wrecked or like I found a gasser truck for like $1,000. I know how to make shit. Let's do it.
Yeah. I just I just can't get behind it at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's as far as fitting it in there, it can't be that hard. But they put a 5.9 liter gas engine in it.
Sure.
And an 8.1 or what was the V10? Is that 8.1? 8.0?
Yeah, it's
Some
one of
shit like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah, some shit like that.
So I mean, you get the real estate for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's great as far as pissing people off. I like that portion of it. But I am a purist too when it comes to the older stuff. But I also think there's kind of two different genres of the older stuff. Like if you're trying to make some like nice show car, yes, it needs to be.
Well, and there's like guys that are like racing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and you like this is a dedicated race vehicle, and I can understand if you're doing like a twin turbo LS platform,
Right.
you know, engine. You know, I understand that, but if you're building like a hot rod that's like a you know, driving around,
Mm-hmm.
going car show to car show,
Yeah.
like that, I just get a slight slight feeling of like just disappointment, like
And
dude.
we've talked about this before too, like what my next, as far as like gas car engine project will probably end up being.
Yeah.
And I go back, I want it to be, you know, an old big Ford, full body Ford. And I go back and forth on that personally, as far as like, I love the idea of just a big block, just fucking irate underneath the hood.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I know that my budget is basically for me to get a vehicle, because I don't want to do body work. My budget's basically a roller that's got decent body and interior with no motor.
Yeah.
Like, so the motor's going to be on me.
Right.
I feel like I would be, and I know it's never going to be a set it and forget it type deal, but I know that I will get more enjoyment in driving it if I know that the motor and trans are kind of a set it and forget it type deal. And I know I could do that if I put like a 5.3 in it.
Yeah.
With like a 4L80 and, you know, put a hot cam in it. Like, it's always going to start pretty much. Always going to run pretty much.
Yeah.
It'll scratch the tires and be fun and stuff like that. But I feel like every time I pop the hood, especially if I took it somewhere and someone was like, oh, that's a cool car, man. What'd you go there? It's 5.3 swap. They'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate myself too.
Yeah.
You buy it like that? No, I did it. You were even worse.
Yeah.
You know that
you planned this out.
Yeah, you did it on. You had the choice.
Yeah.
And it's also because I just like we've talked about before too. Like I'm not super, and maybe I should probably just learn it. But like I don't know a lot about carburetors. If I have a big block, I want it to be carbureted. I want it to be like dual quads on it. Like I want just sick nasty motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I know that those to get it to run that way I want it to, it's just going to take more time tinkering with it. Yeah. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but whereas I could have a 450 horse 5.3 in it. Yeah. And literally it will, like, if it's 10 degrees, it'll still start. Yeah. Not that I would drive it in the winter. Right. Maybe I would. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just can't get behind the power stroke swaps at all. Unless it's an older Ford truck. Just like I'd walk right past it. I'd just be like, yeah, sweet dude. Well, I think I'm in full agreement with you. I don't know anybody that I would like. People have also talked about like, I want to put like a 7.3 in an old full body Ford or a 7.3 in an old Ford car or something like that. Dumb. I'm with you on that one. Like, if it was done, and you did it, maybe a 6.0. Again a 6.0, possibly. I just don't like the sound of the idle of the 7.3. I don't mind that. I do. If you have it in like an old car, it's like, first of all, like the hood closed. Just imagine just walking up to like a nice like old car, and you hear that thing just kind of idling there. You're like, is that thing missing? What's wrong with that thing? What's wrong? And then you pop the hood, you're like, is that a 7.3 Power Stroke? Nah, what the hell's wrong with you? Got a little bit of attitude. So you took out the factory 140 horsepower engine and put in a 46 horsepower engine just to say you put a Power Stroke in there. And added 3,000 pounds to the front end of it. See, that's the thing. The big old boat anchor in the front of it isn't not doing yourself any favors. God.
They're just trying to keep the
here's the thing.
planted.
Like a 6.0, like they sound rowdy, and they don't like.
They do. As
far as idle wise too, like they have that kind of that thump to them. Mm-hmm. Not a 7.3. No, but I mean. I don't mind the idle of a 7.3, but then again, I am a 7.3 guy, so it doesn't bother me that much. Yeah. It doesn't bother me in a 7.3 truck. Mm-hmm. but it would bother me in a fucking any Ford car. like if there was like a big Galaxy with a 7.3 in it, I'd be like, dude, you fucked that Galaxy up. like why? But if there's a Galaxy with a 6.0 in it, humming, because they sound rowdy under throttle too. I mean, they sound good. That big turbo whine and that.
Yeah.
Like
They get
hell
all
yeah.
pipey.
Yeah. Like okay, cool. Okay.
I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad.
Well, but then again, also it's a 6.0 in a vehicle like that would, as much as I love 7.3s and diesels and stuff like that, a 6.0 is kind of nice because you get RPM out of it.
Yeah.
And that's fun in a car.
Yeah.
In a truck, I don't expect, to go over $3,000 or something like that. But in a car,
330 miles an hour.
I want that. I want that 4,000. I want that 5,000 RPM.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
that fucker up there.
Oh yeah.
I want to straighten the catch up.
Yeah.
Just giving her
Yeah.
all the R's.
All of. Yeah. No.
My wife just texted me. It was my son's first day of official first grade today. He's bummed because they didn't get to go outside because it was raining for recess. What a bummer for first grade. Except he's been to that school already, so he's been on their structures, and it's not like brand new to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he starts a new school today too. My wife's a first grade teacher, and he's not in her class, so he switched schools.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that like a conflict of interest if she was?
My wife was already kind of debating not having him in her class because the school that he went to kindergarten at and the school that she teaches at is very small. It's one class per grade.
Gotcha.
That's it. So he would have to be in her class.
Gotcha.
And she also, with them being directly across the hallway and her knowing the kindergarten teacher and her knowing the class, she's like, this group of kids are fucking rowdy.
Yeah.
Like they are not going to help anything that he needs.
Oh.
Like he is.
Yeah.
They're not a rough group of kids by any means, but like it's just a hard group.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy in that classroom.
So how far away is the other school?
A couple miles away.
Oh, okay.
Same district and everything.
Gotcha.
Just like right down, she works at 9 Mile Elementary, and then right down the road there's Lake Spokane Elementary, and then there each grade has like 4 classes each.
Gotcha.
So he's in a much bigger school.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then he even mentioned it. He's like, I want to try the other school. And I was like, perfect.
Yeah, done.
There you go, kid.
Yeah.
And now he's even mentioned, he's like, I think every other grade I'm going to flip back and forth. So next year I'm going to go back to the other one, and then after that I'll go back to let's flip back and forth.
Kids.
And the fact that my wife's a teacher in the district, so she can just choice him in kind of wherever he wants.
Well, but I'm sure he's probably going to make some friends, and then he's not going to want to switch schools. Maybe make some friends.
I don't know.
You don't think he's going to make
he's
friends?
kind of weird like that. He's like, he just wants to go where the party is. Like,
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so far looks like it was okay.
Yeah.
He was excited. Yeah.
Cool.
The kids that grow up so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could think of the most disgusting swap motor trans truck, what would it be?
Well, 7.3 Power Stroke in a Camaro with a.
I said truck, but I'll take Camaro.
Okay, 7.3 Power Stroke in a Camaro with a Power Glide transmission.
Power slide. Yeah.
Like that would be like it'd be terrible.
The most useless piece of shit.
Like talk about pissing like everybody off. Like Camaro guys, Ford guys, guys that like Power Glides.
The drag racer guys are like, Power Glides are where
Like
it's
a fucking
at.
2-speed, like,
Yeah.
and have it have like 342 gears.
Yeah. With like 28-inch tires.
just do nothing. It would do nothing.
That pisses a lot of people off.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
Wouldn't make enough RPM to even utilize the fucking.
Would it even move?
Yeah. Right?
Would it even move?
Oh my god. That's terrible.
I know.
I don't think we beat that.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I don't even know if you can put a Power Glide onto a Power Stroke, but
Hey,
if there's a will, there's a way.
we put a man on the moon.
You put a man on the moon.
I'll do whatever it takes.
I was going to say something about the moon, but that I told you with the moon, but I'm not going to do it because I'll probably be labeled as a racist.
We did it.
Okay, that was more racist than what I was going to say. So I'll just say it now. So, India made it to the moon. Mm-hmm. So there's a guy that, look at us. We made it on the moon. Look at me. I'm on the moon. I don't even think they sent people up there, though. I think it was just like a...
just like a
remote control.
Or whatever. Yeah.
We made it.
Immediately a gas station went up.
Yeah. There's currently a franchise battle for 7-Eleven.
That was bad. We apologize for that, baby Jesus.
We made it on the moon.
We made it on the moon. Look at me. I'm on the moon.
Hey, everybody. I'm here too.
So fucked up. We might have to edit that out.
No.
Look at me. I'm on the moon.
You kept the Little Mermaid bit in. Do you think I'm getting rid of this?
We're all picturing the same thing. The big hat with the feather, like the fucking Aladdin. I know it's not even the same, but just with the curly shoes pointed. Look at me, I'm on the moon.
Have you seen there's a lot of Indian semi-truck drivers, and they always have the
tassels
everywhere. I just imagine that spaceship inside. There's probably sitting cross-legged on the floor with a rug and the
Was
tassels.
it fully unmanned?
Incense,
or did they
I have no idea. Can we look it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up here. India lands on the moon. August 23rd, 2023, India's can't say that spacecraft successfully landed on the moon's south pole. The lander traveled about 3.84 LAKH for over 40 days. Oh, okay. Before landing near the south pole of the moon, India is now the fourth nation in the world to see this feat after China, the United States, and former Soviet Union. Mission could cement India's status as a global superpower in space.
Wow.
So I don't think it was a...
manned.
Yeah. 3-moon rover snaps one photo of its lander near the lunar south pole. They only made one photo? That's it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if there's people on here. That's good. Image of the Vikram lander this morning. Navcam. Yeah, so it's unmanned.
Yeah.
So still, look at me. You made it on the moon. I go back.
Listen, they're smarter than we are, so it's if they can't take a little heat, then by a couple of idiots, then. Anyways,
if they can handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Hey, you see the Cybertruck is making its way to people?
That's fucking dumb. Cybertruck doesn't do shit.
Well, here's my argument for the Cybertruck. At least Tesla builds the best electric vehicle.
Yes. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can it be considered a truck? I don't know. Motor Trend, again, just doing all the work. They're complaining about the frunk space, and it says they are just super behind that Lightning still. They're like, hey, Ford Lightning doesn't have to be worried about the frunk. It's first of all, stop saying frunk. Stop saying frunk.
And stop saying Ford Lightning with a positive attitude.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah. They had a on the Inevitable podcast. Ding. They had another guy from Motor Trend, but he was a hot rod guy, and they apparently had I didn't listen to it, but they apparently had a debate on gas vehicles to electric vehicles. I'm sure it was riveting.
Let's see. Inevitable podcast.
Ding.
Ding. I'll have to try and find it. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sounds fucking lame to me, honestly.
Yeah.
To have the thing is, we've already seen the fact that as good, and I agree, of the electric vehicles out there, Teslas are the best, right? But even they have problems that would just be magnified in a truck. Excuse me. Things like, oh no, it's winter. I've lost, half my range. That's still an issue with a truck. Yeah.
Well, to me, in order for it to be called a truck, like, this is a good conversation.
What makes a truck?
What makes a truck a truck? I think a bed of some sort, right? Yeah. 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there's cool 2-wheel drive trucks. So
we're going to say
we'll say rear wheel drive.
Dear God, I hope so.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you, Ridgeline.
Yeah. Is the Maverick rear wheel drive or is it all wheel drive? It's all wheel drive, probably.
I sure as shit hope that.
I bet you they sell a front wheel drive one.
Oh God.
But minimum, it can't be front wheel drive. Has to be rear wheel drive or 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Has to have a tow capacity at least as much as the weight of the vehicle.
Yeah. I would even go so far as to say it can't have a transaxle. This motor needs to be facing the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. It has to
Are we talking about like our personal...
Have shitty fuel mileage.
So one of the things that I've always thought about a truck, and in my opinion, there's I know there are different genres of truck.
Yeah.
But when I think of truck, I don't immediately think Ranger. I know it's a truck. Okay, I get that it has a bed, but when I think of like what makes an actual truck, you basically start at a half ton. Yeah. And you either work your way up or you work your way down.
Yeah.
But the ratios all kind of need to be the same.
Yeah.
So for me, a half-ton truck has a fucking V8, okay?
Yeah.
And it's at least 5 liters.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm not saying that because of the 5-liter Coyotes. It's just, for me personally, the smallest a domestic V8 needs to be is 5 liters.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. 289. I like 289s. Okay?
Yeah.
But domestic V8, modern production needs to be at least 5 liters.
Yeah.
So yeah, in my opinion, it's got to be at least a V8.
Yeah.
So by that, do I consider like the Fords with the 3.5 liter EcoBoost a truck? Still technically a truck because it makes horsepower. However, it's gone away from the traditional truck in my sense.
What about IFS in the front?
On a half-ton truck, that's okay.
On a 3/4-ton truck?
Absolutely fucking not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree. Even though obviously we know Duramaxes, as much as we give them shit, they are a truck. Mm-hmm. They have IFS in the front. I get it. But if you're using your truck for truck things, going off-road or going camp, like, you have like 0 ground clearance.
Right.
So it's like, that hinders you like quite a bit.
Yeah. And in my opinion, a truck is something you're supposed to, even if it's a brand new truck, you're supposed to be able to beat the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Granted, these trucks are $100,000, are brand new. They got fucking camel skin leather interior, some random shit. Okay, I get it. You can get really nice trucks, but at its heart and soul, you are supposed to be able to beat the shit out of a truck.
Yeah.
And while half tons, I am okay with being an IFS truck. Okay?
Yeah,
I get that. But also the type of a 3/4 1 ton, even the same level of beat the shit out of. It's just harder on the 3/4 1 ton because it's a bigger truck.
Right.
Okay. So that's why solid axle. And it's just, when's the last time you saw a half-ton truck with a big ass welding rig on the back that's got to, go through a foot of mud to get to a job site or something like that?
Yeah.
Just, it ain't going to happen. You got to be able to beat the fuck out of a truck.
Yeah. I think that's about it. It makes a truck, right?
Normally, I would say at least a V8.
But
I would say at least for a gas engine, it's got to be a V8. Right. For a diesel, obviously the Cummins is the exception there. And the other exception that will take it out of that is the 5-liter Cummins. Cool engine. Sorry, Titan.
Yeah.
You're out of the conversation.
Yeah. Missing.
For our one listener that has a Nissan Titan.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So, does the Cybertruck, is it worthy of the name truck? I guess we don't really know yet as far as what like its capabilities fully are. Does it have a bed? Kinda.
It's got a cargo area, right?
Would that be considered a bed in the back? Like, is that
I
like
guess
is it a bed that is separate? We should have clarified bed.
Okay.
A bed that is separate from the cab.
A bed that is separate from the cab, and that. So yes, that has like a Chevy Avalanche.
Not truck.
Not truck.
It's an SUV.
It's an SUV with a very convenient open air rear cargo section.
Yeah.
But yeah, a bed is a separate thing from the cab.
Okay. So it has a bed.
We got some pictures. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it does have a bulkhead there in front. It looks like it has been separated from. That's cool.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry. That one all the way on the right. That is just so ugly. Like the one all the way on the left.
Cool.
Right? Ugly.
I was never a big fan of these to begin with.
I don't mind it. Like
Tyler has gone back and forth on those things, like polar opposites.
I don't mind it.
Remember that Atlas truck we did a while back?
Yeah.
I would have preferred that over this.
Can we pull up a picture of that? Because I don't remember what it looks like.
It was the one that they were like, you can weld in the front of this truck. Blah, blah, blah. It's got a bajillion miles of range and this. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
You can charge in like
that was
30
a truck that's not even
seconds.
released yet, and they were just had like renderings of it.
2022 Atlas XT. 500-mile range, 15-minute charge.
See, something doesn't add up with that.
Trend. This was back in 2020 that they wrote this article.
Yeah. Ew.
Okay, front end on that truck. Okay, just chop off the front end. Okay. Otherwise, that's a truck.
Agreed.
That is a truck.
That is a truck.
I think the front end needs to be reworked, but
it is hideous.
Yeah, that thing's dumb.
God. It looks like there's so many afterthoughts on this truck.
It's like they legitimately are brand new to electric vehicles, because I don't know about you, but everything with electric vehicles affects range, and that thing's built like a brick.
Is it a dually? That's a dually.
It's a fucking brick.
Yeah. That 500-mile range, though, again, is not with any weight in that thing.
Well, not only that, but 500 miles with a 15-minute charge.
I think that's fake news.
Yeah, 3 range options. I'd be interested
but
to see
again,
what,
too, like this is like a truck that's probably going to cost $150,000 freaking dollars.
yeah, so when we saw it, it was at this stage here.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was more square.
Yeah.
April 20th, 2023, Atlas Motors changes name to NXU.
Well, that's easier to say.
I'm guessing they got bought out.
Probably.
Let's see here. Found in 18, the company is this.
So you would do the Cybertruck over this?
Knowing that the motors and batteries are probably far superior. I don't know what they're using. I mean, they could. I don't know if Tesla sells those to other electric manufacturers. I want to say I heard at one point that they did. But yeah, I kind of would over that other one. I don't mind. I kind of like the look of it. Like it looks like, for one, I could draw it, which I like.
I'll be honest, I'd drive a Pontiac Aztek before the Cybertruck.
Really?
Yes. I have found my new Pontiac Aztek.
It's definitely like far out there. Like I don't know. I want to see one in person, because all we've seen is like renderings and like
Right, that's fair.
Stuff like I'd have to see one in person.
If this is it,
like that looks pretty sick.
No.
It doesn't to you?
Fuck no.
That kind of looks cool. And they say he says that they are saying it's bulletproof.
You see the video where they were trying to prove that and the glass broke?
Yeah. Did you? So I listened to Musk on Rogan's podcast, and he talked about what happened there. The glass apparently had like a factory flaw in the glass. It wasn't supposed to break, but he like did it anyways, and if I remember correctly, that's what he said.
Oh wow.
So it was already fatigued, and then he hit it and it shattered and looked like an idiot. But
Yeah, but at that point you got to wonder what causes that fatigue.
Right.
And
right. I don't know. I want to see one in person. I think it'd be sick with like some 37s on it, and
well, there went that range.
well.
So yeah,
The main thing is like I think the drivetrain is like tried and true. Like that's like been proven.
Which I can understand that, but the aesthetics of it is horrendous.
Wait till you see one in person. I think you might change your mind.
I don't know.
I think
dude.
I'm-
Have you
maybe-
seen it in person?
Well, I've just seen them on the back of not in person, no. But I that's why I said I might change my mind too. But
I feel like Elon just like let his kid draw up something. He's like, I'm going to make this a vehicle.
possibly.
So update on Atlas here. Not our truck, but Atlas Motor Company. It's called Atlas Motor Vehicles, Inc. They've basically rebranded to NXU, which is pronounced new, because they took on a stakeholding investor, and they are focused now on building batteries. So I quickly read the article, that two articles that were just kind of popped up here. To me, what it sounds like is they basically pivoted. I'm not going to say that their intentions were ill from the get-go, but I think they set out to try and solve the electric truck issue as far as the charge times and range and like that, and inadvertently figured out that they're not truck builders, but they can figure out how to build a damn good battery. And so as of when they rebranded, they still do want to build a truck eventually. However, they have transitioned to batteries, and will start shipping batteries that have that same type of like huge capacity, short charge time in the very, very near future.
Well, they must have saw that article on the fucking Ford Lightning and was like,
Probably.
there's an itch we can, or there's an itch we can scratch.
It's also
Yeah.
nice that they had the wherewithal to be like, yeah, this is way out of our realm. Let's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to give them, they did make a truckish truck,
Yeah.
but
They tried.
yeah. Okay. Well, all right, Corey, would you take a Ford Lightning or a Cybertruck?
Fuck you.
Did we find it? You figure that one out. I'm going to get another Teddy Bruschi, and I want to
I
hear
don't even know.
Would you take a shitty Ford Lightning
think-
or basically a Tesla with a different body?
I think based off of the same logic that you had,
Yeah.
knowing that the Tesla is tried and true, I'd probably go with the fucking Cybertruck.
Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Ben, would you take a Cybertruck or a Cat Eye? We're waiting.
Cybertruck.
Okay. All right.
I don't think there's any question there.
Yeah.
Although I think the front end of the Cybertruck is worse than the Cat Eye.
I do like the color of the Cybertruck. It only comes in one color.
See, this kind of goes back to the
Look up that video. Look up the video of the Cybertruck and I think it's a Ford Lightning. Is it, or is it, what is it? When
doing
they-
a tug of war.
Tug of war.
Yeah.
Just go to Cybertruck tug of war.
So this goes back to kind of the 6.0 and a second gen. If you're gonna do stuff to piss people off, like I hate the front end of a Cat Eye. Like I hate the Cat Eye front end. Like I've said before a million times, the GM version, the Sierra version, I don't mind. I don't think the truck is terrible. The reason I would take the Cybertruck over a Cat Eye is if you're gonna do it, go full retard.
Yeah.
Like
Look how big that thing is.
so you guys can't hear this, but right now we're watching the from DBC Cars from like what was that, like back in 2020 or something like that.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, it's the tug of war between the Cybertruck and the F-150. And if I recall correctly, the F-150 didn't walk it accidentally. Oh no. Oh, it's in two-wheel drive. That's what I remember. Yeah. We have to remember, guys, they can't hear it right now. So
Yeah.
for us being quiet, they don't hear shit.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so basically the Cybertruck pulled the F-150, screeching his tires, and I'm sure we've all seen this video, and the comments for like the next year after that were like, put it in four-wheel drive and try it again. Yeah.
Hey, Elma, send us a Cybertruck and we'll do apples to apple test for you.
Sun deep.
I I still don't like the Cybertruck. That thing is hideous.
I think it is hideous, but I bet you it fucks. Like, I bet you it's fun to drive.
Yeah.
It's got that stupid ass fighter jet steering wheel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rip it, for no good reason. I mean, just completely disregarding the logistical standpoint of where I am in my life and everything like that, just all things considered equal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd take a Cybertruck.
I mean, to be fair, if somebody just handed me one, I wouldn't turn it down. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one.
No. Yeah, if I had to buy one and they both cost the same, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'd take a Cat Eye.
Really?
Yeah. If they were both $100,000 and I had to buy one of them, I'd buy a Cat Eye.
Yeah, I mean, I would stick with internal combustion.
Flat out.
I'm just not. It's just not there for me. The electric thing. I think it'd be good for electric motors are good for a bicycle,
RC cars.
RC cars.
Yeah, and inner city taxi.
Drones.
Drones are great.
Yeah.
Electric motors. My
blenders,
tools.
Yeah.
Electric motors, great.
Electric
Lithium-ion
motors,
batteries. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody's had to have made some kind of power tool out of a fucking Tesla, right?
No, but they've made internal combustion tools, and those are always fun to watch.
Yeah. Like that. Did you see that V8 drill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that one. I've seen blenders that have been hooked up to 350s.
Yeah.
Those are funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching the old, because on Amazon Prime, you could, well, I don't know. I think it just comes with Prime, but you can watch all the old episodes of Top Gear.
Yeah.
So that he had I can't remember what it looked like, some sort of Ellis base engine that he's made into a blender and just had zoomies coming out of that thing.
That's the one where he threw bricks and shit in
He
it.
threw a brick, yeah. So basically full pieces of T-bone steak,
Yeah.
Tabasco sauce. He did some other stuff. Yeah.
That was one of the very first Top Gear episodes I ever watched. I was
Really?
like, yeah, I'm hooked.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny about that is if you go to watch, there's 2 specials that they won't let you watch.
Oh.
One's the Indian special. Because I'm pretty sure, well, Jeremy Clarkson said that he's banned from India. So I don't know if that was something to do with they had to pull it off. But I don't know how you get banned from India.
India?
Well, I think it had something to do with that episode, honestly.
It was a Top Gear episode?
Yeah. So this content is not available right now. You can't watch it. And then the other one was the Jerusalem, the Israel episode, which I don't know why on that.
Third hit, Jeremy Clarkson B, banned from India.
Yeah.
Let's learn more. Let's see.
Which, by the way, best, I know I've said this 1,000 times, but it is, even though it's British, the best car show ever freaking made. Those 3 people,
their chemistry is just
great. There is nobody else that has what they have.
No.
There's nobody. They can't, there's, if you, they go up to season 22, if you go to season 23, they have Matt LeBlanc or whatever from freaking Friends.
Yeah.
He's one of the hosts. Terrible.
Yeah.
There's it's not even on the same freaking planet, man. Let's see, why is he banned?
Okay. Oh, he made fun of a Hindu god, Ganesh.
Oh. Well, we're probably gonna be banned because we just made fun of him.
Yeah, for our one person in India.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So it was 2011. Because of some of the jokes that he made and the comments that he made, the government there banned him. And in fact, he refused a visa to enter the country last year. The reason for his ban is his involvement in a Top Gear India special 2011, which was criticized for being offensive and disrespectful to Indian culture. What did he say in the special? No, I don't want to,
Was it Chat GPT you're asking right now?
I don't know. I just clicked let's try here. Let's let it fill itself out. Let's see here.
Yeah, they took it off the internet probably too.
Let's see. The opening sequence of the show shows the Top Gear. God dang, stop scrolling. The opening sequence of the show shows the Top Gear team in Downing Street opening a letter by then Prime Minister David Cameron refusing their request to go to India on an official trade mission, and then told them to go to Mexico for a fence mending trip. Despite this, they decided to go anyway. The episode was a mission to promote Britain to the Indian public. Why do you have to promote a country to a public? Like, didn't they used to own India? Weren't they a colony of India? I'm sorry, of Britain. Didn't they used to own
probably.
them? Like, hey guys, sorry about the past.
Yeah.
Cool? We cool?
Yeah.
No, okay, my bad. What the fuck?
Because Top Gear.
Yeah.
Challenges included beating the efficiency of the Dabbawala by using a car instead of a train in Mumbai, hosting a motorsport challenge with local people in Jaipur.
That one was awesome because they had like a race uphill, and then all of a sudden, like all these people started showing up with like there was like an ambulance that showed up, and there, like it was crazy.
And driving to Delhi.
Delhi.
It's Delhi. Screwed me up.
Yeah.
The presenters agreed to set times near the top of the leaderboard, but not to win. However, Jeremy Clarkson disregarded the promise and he made the other presenters and took the top of the leaderboard, rendering the event a diplomatic failure.
Yeah. Because they were like, listen, like we
gotta let him win.
Yeah, our cars are way faster than theirs. Like, we have to let them win. And they're like, okay. And then Jeremy was like the last one, and he's like,
just fucking
speed and power.
Okay, can I make a homework for the three of us?
Sure.
So it won't be the next episode you guys listen to because this is the first one we're filming today. But before we sit down and film again next week, we need to find that episode and watch it.
It's probably on YouTube.
And we'll have to figure out and watch it, and we all got to come back and talk about it.
Okay.
So we're gonna find there's two episodes that are banned. You said the one from India and
the one where they are trying to get to Israel.
Israel, yeah.
And
Okay.
they probably got banned because they were like saying, I remember this episode, they were trying to get there, but they're like, there's countries that if you go into said country, you can't get into Israel because they don't admit people from like
Gotcha.
certain countries, right?
Yeah.
And so they were, I don't know why they got banned in that one. Or why? Actually, I think I know why they took it off. I think I know why. Because they were going through obviously like terrorist countries, and I'm pretty like they dressed in the whole.
Oh, they wore like black.
They wore like the
turbans
whole,
and shit.
Not turbans, but like what do they call it? What the chicks wear? The chicks wear that they
like
can't.
the burqas.
The burqas, yeah, they're covering their whole face and everything, like the dress thing.
They wore them.
Yeah, because they didn't want to get seen, and so they were wearing like the whole gap, right? Yeah,
They couldn't get in men's clothes, so they got in the female burqas.
yeah. So
They won't know who we are, but
So
they'll be pissed off.
they probably didn't get taken off because they were going to. I know it wasn't because they were going to Israel. Is because they were. I'm sure they think they were being mocked for they were mocking the Arabic or the Muslim culture
or religion or
that honestly probably makes more sense than anything else, but still a very funny episode. That's where I think golly, what's his name now? James May. Like he was he got like oh yeah, they were like they were like going off for like someone had like a Mazda Miata. I can't remember anyways, they had convertibles. That's right. They had so one had like a Z8 BMW, a Mazda Miata, and then it was a like a Fiat little sports car thing. Well, they got stuck off road, right? And they were using a tow strap, and James May was like in the middle of like the tow strap, and they took off, and it like sweeped him off his freaking legs, and he smacked his fucking head on the ground and had to go to the hospital. Yeah. And so yeah, it was like there's a lot going on in that episode. Like I've watched every single episode of Top Gear. Yeah. Like it's my one show that I'm like completely obsessed with. And so I remember that whole deal. It was this is so good. It's just so good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, All right, we've got homework. We'll reconvene the next time we film and talk about these 2 episodes.
Found it.
I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate all you guys tuning in. This podcast episode is a little bit all over the place, but sometimes that's how it rolls. Yeah, we really appreciate all you guys. See you next time.
Next time.
I almost said next week again.
Bah.
Can't do that.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at dieselpowerproducts.com.